Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is one I've been waiting to do for a little while now. There was just a few left I had to watch, which I knocked off over the last few weeks. So obviously it's the films of Ron Howard, and this is one that's also been a request. But yeah, I've always been a fan of this director. He's got a lot of movies, and he's still making films. But he's been, involved in film and TV for years and years now, as an actor as well. Obviously, we're just going over his directed films now. Everything from Grand Theft Auto back in 1977 to 13 Lives from 2022. He has a new movie called Eden, but it's not out yet. I think it might have played at some festivals, but it's not officially out, so I haven't been able to see it. But everything else here I have now seen at some point. So a lot of them I haven't seen for a long time, so I'll kind of probably be quick with some of them, but I have watched a few for the first time recently as well. And he's got a few really great films here that I have on Blu-ray and have watched for years now. So he's a very mixed bag as a director, though. He's got some films I love, some I am not a fan of, and lots of ones that are just good. So there'll probably be a lot of films in the end on the B tier. But let's just jump in. And this is all in order by the looks of it, from his first film to his latest. So the first movie he made was Grand Theft Auto. It's a very rough, rugged car movie, pretty much a very simple car chase kind of film. It was entertaining enough. I'll probably put it in the C tier. It was okay. It starred Ron Howard as well in the film, and yeah, for a first directorial effort, it's not bad. It was entertaining enough for a one-time watch. There's not much to it. It's a very simple car chase story kind of film. A lot of kind of films they used to make like this in the late 70s, which is when this came out. But it was okay for a first watch and for a first film as well. His second film was Night Shift. This is another one I saw for the first time recently. It's also the first movie he did with Michael Keaton. They did about 3 or 4 together. Yeah, I was expecting to like it a bit more than I did. I enjoyed the film, but it's probably only a C tier for me as well. Probably like a one-time watch, but it's a very simplistic kind of comedy. Michael Keaton's fun in the role. He kind of had this persona that he was the silly guy. A lot of, like, throughout the 80s, his 80s films, he was just a very loud, talkative, funny, likable kind of character. And I think this is one of his very earliest roles as well. So that was cool to see. And the movie, at the end of the day, was entertaining enough for a one-time watch, but that's probably all it was for me. So next up we have Splash. This is a classic Tom Hanks film, one of his earliest films he did in the 80s. I grew up with this movie because my mum loved it when she was growing up, so I got to watch it a lot. I'm going to put it in the B tier. I have this film on Blu-ray and I do like it. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I liked it when I was a kid. I've always been a huge fan of Tom Hanks. He's still one of my favourite actors. I don't think he's been as good lately in his films as he was back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, but he's still pretty consistent. And it's a fun, entertaining, family-friendly movie. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. It was pretty unique and original. A love story with a mermaid, pretty much, so you don't see too many of those. But yeah, it was good for what it was. Next up, we have Cocoon. So for this list, I would probably put Cocoon in the A tier. Just judging by where I think most of these films will go, for this list, it's an A tier compared to his other films. It's a really good movie. One I've only seen once, and it was probably about 10 years ago, so I really have to watch it again, but I do remember enjoying it quite a lot. It's a very unique idea about some old folks in a nursing home environment, and there's a pool with something in it. I can't remember exactly what, some sort of alien life form that's giving them, it's kind of like a fountain of youth thing, I guess, because they're feeling young again. But it was a good film. I do really like it, and I really want to watch it again. But I do think it's a really solid 80s film that he made. And yeah, would highly recommend that one. Gung Ho is the next film he did, and this is another one I hadn't seen until a couple of weeks ago. It's another one with Michael Keaton, their second collaboration. And I'd probably put this in the C tier again. I did like it, but again, it's another one-time watch for me. I thought it was okay. It was funny, it was entertaining, but it wasn't like laugh out loud funny or anything the whole way through. It was okay, like it was predictable. Once you get into the story, you kind of know where it's going to end and where it's going. But it was good for what it was. Like, it was entertaining while I was watching it. Next up we have Willow. This is the classic dark fantasy film from the 80s. They used to make lots of movies in this genre, like Legend and Neverending Story, and The Dark Crystal and all those kind of films. This fits in with that, Lady Hawk and all of that. I was expecting to like it more than I did, and I think most people like this film a lot because they grew up with it. And again, it's the last film of Ron Howard's I actually had to see, so I only watched it like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe for the first time ever, and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything amazing. People are going to be annoyed by this probably, but I'm going to put it in the top of the C tier. It was good. I liked Val Kilmer in the film. I liked the guy who played Willow. I can't remember his name, but he was good. It had some good elements to it, but overall, it's not a film that I think was amazing or anything like that. But I think if I had grown up with it, I'd probably think differently. You know, films that I grew up with and have a fondness for now, I probably wouldn't have if I didn't grow up with them, like films like Hook and things like that. But yeah, for me personally, I'm going to put it in the C tier. Next up, we have Parenthood. This is the last film he did in the 80s, starring Steve Martin. This is actually a really good film. I liked it quite a bit. For now, I'll put it in the top of this B tier. Again, it's a one-time film I've only seen once, but I would like to watch again. I thought it was quite funny. Steve Martin's always great, especially in this like 80s, 90s era when he was in all these fantastic comedies in a row pretty much. But yeah, Parenthood was a really good film from memory. It had a great cast. Keanu Reeves was in it. He was quite young. I think Joaquin Phoenix was in it as well when he was really young. But yeah, it's another film that's very entertaining, enjoyable, and yeah, another one I have to watch more often. Same with Backdraft. This is another film I enjoyed. Again, haven't seen it for a long time. I'll put it in the B tier now, but it could possibly go higher. I remember liking it. Again, I've only seen it once, and it was probably maybe 10 years ago, maybe even longer. Probably longer than that. But it's got Kurt Russell, Robert De Niro, I think. But I do remember it being good, and I really have to rewatch that again. But I think it is on some streaming service, actually. I was going to watch it not long ago, so probably should get around to that. Next up, we have Far and Away. This is one I actually really like. I'm going to put this in the A tier. I think it's a pretty underrated film from Ron Howard. No one really talks about it much. It stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman when they were together in the early 90s. They did a few films together in the 90s. And I've actually got this one on Blu-ray, so that tells you that I do enjoy it quite a bit. It's got a great musical score by John Williams as well. But again, it's one I've only seen once, even though I've got it on Blu-ray. It's one I always mean to get back around to, but I just haven't for a long time. So I really do remember liking the film a lot, though. I thought the story and the adventure and the romance was all really good. I know the film's not that greatly reviewed, like a lot of people kind of just think it's mid, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and I really remember liking the end part of the film as well when they're doing the big race on all the horses for the land, and that I remember that being really cool. So I do have to check that one out again too. Next we have The Paper. This is one I hadn't seen and only watched about a month ago for the first time, and another one that stars Michael Keaton. I definitely think this is the best one that Ron Howard's done with Michael Keaton. I thought it was really good. And for this list, it's another A, I would say. I enjoyed the dynamic of all the lead characters in this newspaper that were working for it, and just that it was like this kind of, it wasn't a high-tier newspaper company that they're working for. They're kind of considered the underdogs and the low pay grade kind of people, and it was just a really interesting and fun movie. It's like a comedy drama about workplace drama, but it was all good. It was really good. I enjoyed the characters. They felt realistic and fun. All the little scenarios and situations that are going on that are leading up to this big ending was just really good and really entertaining. And I think it's an underrated Ron Howard film because it's not one that I'd heard much about before watching it either. But definitely a good film. Next we have Apollo 13, and this is my favourite Ron Howard film. It's definitely an S-tier movie. Kingly, stop. I think it's a great film. I haven't watched it for a while again, which is pretty much the story with most of these films. I have it on Blu-ray though. It's one of my favourite Tom Hanks movies. He's as I've said, one of my favourite actors, and this is when he was in his peak era, like that mid-90s time when he did Forrest Gump and Philadelphia. He did Saving Private Ryan and Green Mile not long after this, and it's just a really great film. Kind of a sci-fi, or not sci-fi in like the fantasy realm, but it's obviously a lot of it takes place in space and around the moon, which is really cool. But yeah, I definitely think it's Ron Howard's best film so far. Yeah, personally, my favorite anyway, and I know a lot of people agree. But yeah, it's just a really entertaining film at the same time. You're really rooting for these guys to land on the moon. And it's just like a kind of heartwarming, epic drama kind of film. Next up we have Ransom, with Mel Gibson. And I remember not thinking too much of this film when I saw it. Again, that's probably another one I'd put in C tier. I thought it was okay. Probably have to rewatch it, but it was okay for what it was. I believe his son gets kidnapped and he's trying to obviously work out the ransom to get his son back. Yeah, I don't remember a lot about it because it was a long time ago that I watched it, but I remember it just being okay and not thinking too much about it. Ed TV is another recent one that I saw for the first time, starring Matthew McConaughey. Kind of people compare it to Truman Show because it came out around the same time. But it's nowhere near as good as the Truman Show, and it is a different kind of spin on it, so it's not ripping it off or doing the same thing, but it didn't work that much for me. I'm going to put it in the D tier. It's not a film I'd watch again or would really recommend. I don't think it's complete garbage or anything, but it just wasn't my kind of movie, and it was just very average, but okay at the same time, like still watchable. Next we have The Grinch Who Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. This is one that we used to watch a lot as kids growing up, and now my kids watch it. And it's enjoyable for what it is. It's fun, but I wouldn't say it's like one of the better Christmas films at all, but it's okay. I'll put it in the bottom of the B tier because it is enjoyable, and we do tend to watch it every year. Jim Carrey's really iconic as the character. You can't really imagine anyone else playing the Grinch after you see this film. And he does a great job, and they really do a good job of making Whoville look like it does in all the Dr. Seuss books and things like that, which is cool. But yeah, it's just so crazy and wild and over the top, but it is the Grinch. It is what it is. Beautiful Mind, I'm going to put I'll put it up the top of the B tier. I saw it once, I liked it, but I've never really felt like revisiting it. I know Russell Crowe did a great job in the film. Same with Jennifer Connelly, who's great in everything, especially this era, late 90s, early 2000s. But the film, yeah, it was good, great acting, good performances, but to me it felt more like a Academy Award shoe-in kind of film. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just had that kind of feeling to it, and I liked it, but I didn't love it or anything. Next up we have The Missing. It's kind of like a slow burn Western type film. I didn't really like this movie. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Again, one that I've seen once a long time ago. Cate Blanchett and Tommy Lee Jones. So great cast, great director, great idea, but the film just didn't do much for me. I didn't really remember that much about it after watching it. I just kind of felt bored from memory throughout it. But yeah. Cinderella Man is another team up he did with Russell Crowe. I liked this one better than A Beautiful Mind. I'll probably put it in the A tier at the bottom. I think Renee Zellweger is in it as well. The film was good. I do remember liking it quite a bit. It's one I do have to watch again, as I've said with a lot of these. But yeah, like I've said, a lot of them are one-time watches for me. I've seen them once a long time ago, and this is definitely one of the ones I have felt like revisiting, though, because I did enjoy it from memory. The Da Vinci Code is the first of the 3 Robert Langdon films that he did, and personally my least favourite of them. It's a C tier one for me. I'll put it here. I didn't really think that much of it, even though it's got Tom Hanks. Just the mystery of it didn't really work that well for me. I know it's the most a really popular book. I never read the book or anything, but the film has never done that much for me. I've got it on Blu-ray because I've got the trilogy, but it's the one I would go to least out of the 3. So we'll come up to the others in a minute. But we have Frost and Nixon next, and I'll put this down the bottom of the A tier. I really liked this film. I did have it on Blu-ray a while ago. I don't anymore, just because I've never gotten around to rewatching it. But I did like it. I remember liking it a lot more than I thought I would. It didn't sound that interesting to me beforehand because most of the film is about an interview between an interviewer and this president. I think it's the president at the time in America. Obviously, I don't know much about American politics, so that side of it didn't interest me. But if you do a film well, even about a subject you don't know much about, it can be very interesting, and that's how I felt with films like JFK, and what was the other one? Nixon. Like I didn't know anything about these people, but if you get a good director like Oliver Stone who can make a movie like that really interesting, it's great. And Frost Nixon is one of those type of films as well. Not as good as those other films, but it's still good and really well acted and great tension there as well. Angels and Demons is the next film after The Da Vinci Code, and this is my personal favorite of the three. I actually really like this film a lot, and it's an A tier. Yeah, it's an A tier film for me. I'm going to put it up the top. I really actually like this film a lot more than most people. Usually on Ron Howard lists, you see Angels and Demons near the bottom. I just think it's a really fun film, though. Like, it's a really great adventure. There's a lot more happening in it than The Da Vinci Code. It's a bit easier to follow, I think. It's got an interesting villain. It's got some great twists at the end. It's like a mystery, thriller, adventure, action film. And it just works for me. Like, obviously it doesn't for a lot of people, but for me personally, it's a very fun, entertaining film and easily my favorite of the three by far. So I'd always kind of stand by that film and kind of defend it, I guess, against most people who seem to talk trash about all three of the films, but especially that one for some reason. Next we have The Dilemma. This is just a very typical run-of-the-mill romantic comedy type film. Well, not even romantic comedy, it's just a comedy. But it's not great. I'm going to put it... I just put it at the bottom of the C tier. It was entertaining. I watched it once a long time ago, again, like most of these, and enjoyed it while I watched it, but it wasn't anything memorable that has stuck with me at all. So that's a good spot for it, I think. Rush. This is a great film. This is an S tier movie. I'm going to put it just behind Apollo 13. And it's kind of weird because I really liked this film when I watched it, but I haven't seen it since. Again, big surprise like most of these movies. And I don't have it on Blu-ray, but I would like to get it. I think from memory, I thought it was a great film, to be honest. And I don't know why I haven't seen it since. It was probably not long after it came out as well that I watched it. And for me, it's definitely top three Ron Howard films. It's a great movie, great acting, very tense, very cool, great car sequences. Chris Hemsworth, really good here. It looks great as well. It's got a really cool look to it. But another film, definitely one of the ones I really have to rewatch and probably buy on Blu-ray as well, because it was a great movie just from memory and one of his last great films so far anyway. Next we have In the Heart of the Sea, and this is a movie that I really was looking forward to. I remember going to see it with my dad. Just a movie about Moby Dick and the adventure of trying to catch him. Sounded really cool. The trailers looked great, and in the end the movie was just good. It wasn't like one of the best things I'd ever seen or anything like that, but it's a solid B tier film. I'll put it up here in the B tier. It was good, it was enjoyable, but I just don't think it was as good as it could have been. But still a fun film. Inferno is the next and third and final film so far anyway in the Da Vinci Code trilogy. I enjoyed this one. I have it on Blu-ray. I saw it in cinemas as well. It's nowhere near as good as Angels and Demons, but I actually like it better than the Da Vinci Code still. I'll put it probably in a similar spot in the B tier. It's definitely a bit more forgettable, but I still had a good time watching it, and I enjoyed it, and I have it on Blu-ray, so it's in the middle for me of those three films. So next he did a Star Wars film, Solo, a Star Wars story. It's not one of my favorite Star Wars films. I am a big Star Wars fan. I love the original trilogy mostly. But this was just a fun film. Like, it wasn't offensive or anything like how some people are going crazy over the more recent Star Wars films. This one was just fine. It was enjoyable. I have it on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it much recently, but it's probably a lowish B tier film. Like, actually, I might just put it here. It's probably better than those two films. It's good. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's harmless Star Wars. It's not like trying to change the rule book or anything. And Alden Ehrenreich was good as a young Han Solo as well. I just remember enjoying the film a lot. I'm not sure actually if this is the one with the droid that I didn't like. There was one that had a droid that I really wasn't into. It might have been this one, but other than that, I enjoyed the film for the most part. Hillbilly Elegy is a film that I watched. I think it was a Netflix movie. I watched it when it came out on Netflix. Just kind of came and went. It wasn't anything that amazing. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the C tier. It was okay. Amy Adams is a great actress. She's one of my favorites, but the film was just disappointing and not memorable and very average. But, you know, it's okay for a one-time watch on Netflix, so I've just kind of forgotten about it, though, to be honest. And the latest released film, besides his new one about to come out, is 13 Lives. And for me, this is actually a great film. Like, this is one of his best movies. I'm going to put it in the S tier. I think it's, yeah, these are my top 3 Ron Howard films, and it's really cool to see him still making great movies occasionally like this. It's based off of a true story. You've got these it's not cave diving, but these kids get stuck in a cave during a giant storm outside, and so they have to be rescued, obviously, and it's about everything that went into that to bring them out safe. And it was just a really great film, very tense, very well acted, great visuals and scenery as well. It's just a fantastic movie. I remember watching it. I think it was like a Amazon film, so unfortunately you can't get it on Blu-ray. But yeah, I would love to get this film if it was on Blu-ray. It's another one I've only seen once, but remember thinking it was fantastic and have to watch it again at some point. So yeah, it's great to see that he can still make films that I would put in the S tier like this, and Rush obviously only being 12 years old now. But yeah, so that's all his films so far. We've got Eden as well, which is coming out soon, so I'm pretty excited for that. It looks interesting and unique. It's great to see that he's still making films. He's been working obviously in the director's seat since the 70s. And yeah, he's made a handful of really good films. These S tier films are great movies, and all of these A tier films are really solid. And I enjoy everything in the B tier. The C tier and down is just okay and kind of average movies. So he's got his mixed bag throughout pretty much all the tiers. I wouldn't say anything is straight out F tier from what he's made. Like even these 2 films, they're not that bad. They're just not that good or memorable for me. So that's it, guys. That's all his films he's done so far. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment below if you have any order or anything you have to comment on this list or whatever, or if you have any requests for directors that I haven't done yet, let me know and I'll try and do that as well. So thanks for watching. Bye.